Hey everyone, Grandmaster Ben Finegold again, with unfortunately another loss. It's funny, I'm currently uploading the previous video, which will take a while, and then the power went out in our house, which actually happened in the middle of the night also, and then it stopped uploading it, and nothing ever works. Okay, so this is my game with Dreev. He used to be top 10 in the world, and he's a year older than me, so now he's not. I drew him a few weeks ago with black, where I just sort of went like this. No, don't get me. And he didn't get me. This game I played a little more interesting since I lost the first round. I wanted to make up for it. So instead of playing my usual nonsense, I played some other nonsense. Although actually, I think the Chigorin is my usual nonsense. I played the Chigorin. Used to play it a lot. Now I played a little. Played knight c3, which I think is the best move. Every move is good for white. Recently, there was a game with Nakamura and Richard Rapport that was sort of crazy. And Nakamura won. He was much better. Then it was equal. Then he was much better again. And then he won. Really long and crazy game in Gibraltar. Was it Gibraltar? I guess. Where else could it be? Well, if it's not Gibraltar, sorry. Okay. Now, knight f6... and d takes c4 are the main moves. I've played d takes c4, but I prefer e5 because I know it and my opponents don't. And this is the main line. And this position, this is probably the most common moves, the last few moves. You can play bishop d7 or king f8. I like playing king f8 because I like playing king f8. So I play king f8. And while the bishop on b5 is sort of silly, so you gain a tempo that way. Okay, e4. I could play knight h4 or knight e7. I decided to play knight e7. It turns out I had this position against Yuri Shulman in the Chicago Open, I guess about 4 years ago. And he played h4 here, which is an interesting move. So he played bishop e2. Dreev, and we developed. He wanted to put his knight on c4, so he did. And then I moved my king over to the king side, and he got the two bishops. And this looks like a King's Indian, except I don't have any counterplay. But I'm solid. So I guess we both have slightly less play than usual. Sorry. He played rook c1. And I wanted to get some play on the king side. So I played knight f4, which the computer's not a fan of it. I think it wants me to play a6, but I don't want to weaken b6. If I play a6, I'll play knight a4. And, b6 square is a little suspicious. Okay, so I played knight f4, get some counterplay, maybe get rid of his two bishops. And here, I think he should play bishop to d3, threatening e5 check. And instead he played queen d2, and then he played bishop to d3, so I just played king g7. Obviously, if he plays bishop d3, previous move, king doesn't have g7. Pawn's on g7. Okay, so he played knight b5, threatening to come in to c7 with everything. I thought he was going to play knight to d4 if he had his knight attacked. Well, if I play rook e8, he can play knight c7, forking my rooks. And if I play bishop to d7, my d6 pawn's hanging. So, I don't know, I gotta do something. So I said, okay, get your knight out, and then I can play rook e8 and bishop to d7. This is really funny. So during the game, I expected knight d4. And he played knight c7, and I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Now he can play queen c3, pinning my knight. I can't play rook e8 anymore. And then the computer actually doesn't think anything of knight c7, thinks like it's okay. Yeah, now I played stupid because I was, not expecting knight c7. I thought a while here. I should just play rook b8, but I played rook a7. He played queen c3. I think if he plays e5, I'm just crushed. So I played queen e7. He played rook e1. Again, if he plays e5, I'm crushed, so queen e5. And after a4, which I thought was a really strong move, computer thinks nothing of that. It thinks I should just ignore that and push my pawns on the king side. But I didn't want him to play a5 and my rook is trapped. Although Maybe the computer's wrong and I was right. So I played a5, and after knight b5, I think I should play rook a8, but I played rook a6 because I don't like to play passively. And now he started playing badly. And when I say badly, I mean inaccurately, not bad. But, I think he should play knight a3 here. That's where he could... Wow, how did it play knight takes rook? That's an interesting computer. Wow, it just totally messed up the game. That is so strange. Okay, let's flip the board twice and see if that fixes it. Yes! Okay, I tricked the computer. I showed you. Okay, so I thought he would play knight a3, attacking my rook by discovery. And then his knight would go to c4, and my game would suck. Okay, and that's actually what he should do. He played rook c7, which is okay. It's not great. I played rook b6, so that if his knight ever moves, I have counterplay. And my rook's not on the same diagonal as his bishop, and my b-pawn's defended, so I can move my bishop. And he played rook e7, which is just a bad move, because his rook's getting trapped, and he's giving me all kinds of counterplay. I could play king f8, and he probably can't take my pawn on e5, because I guess I can play knight g4. But I just assumed that he would play rook c7, and then he would play better. So I played bishop d7, which is okay. Played rook takes e5. And I have a lot of good moves, because his rook is really silly. But okay, I activated my rook c8. My rook's good on the open line. And he played h3 to get luft and stop me from playing knight g4 later. And I played f3, which is a bad move. Well, it reminds me of my Mamad Yarov game when I played f3, which it also doesn't like. Let's see. Yeah, I could play king f8, like sort of semi-trapping his rook on e5. I can move my knight, like knight e8 is reasonable. Okay, but I like to play interesting chess. Now, if he takes on f3, his h-pawn's hanging, my knight can go to f4 later. So he played g4, which the computer likes. I played king f8, trapping his rook. And he played rook e3, attacking my f-pawn, which can't be defended, but I can check, and then I can take on g4. So now if he takes my bishop, I fork everything. And then I would take his rook on e5, and I would win. Hooray. I think that's what happened. No. Okay, so he played d6, and I immediately made a mistake. I should either play rook d1 or bishop e6. Probably bishop e6. Then my knight has the d7 square if necessary. And I think the computer says white's slightly better. But I played a really bad move, bishop d7. And after rook takes f3, I can't do anything. God, bishop d7, what a terrible move. Okay, and my knight's hanging, so I played bishop takes b5, which is also a bad move. And I think his move was bad, but winning, but not the most winning. Yeah, he took this. So the idea is, if I take on d3, then I can't stop him from queening. So that's not good. Okay, so yeah. So I played king g7, attacking his rook. And one variation I looked at, I don't know if it's right. I didn't look at the computer, so I don't know. At first I thought rook f5 won, because he's defending his rook, he's threatening f7, he's got a queen, my bishop's hanging. And then I saw this funny variation. And now it looks like I just resigned, because, you know, it's queening. But I can play bishop e4, and if he queens, then I think I have perpetual check. In fact, I might be winning with rook g2. I'm not sure if that's winning, but I'm not losing because I have perpetual check. Yeah, probably not winning. Okay, so that was a variation I saw during the game that could possibly have happened, but the computer doesn't give any of that. Okay, and probably it's just nonsense. Anyway, the computer just says he takes on b5 and he's plus a million. So he played d7 after a long thought, which I thought was good. And I took his rook, he queened, and I took his bishop. So I have a rook and a bishop for a queen, and I'm threatening rook takes f2 check. So he took my bishop on d3. Sorry about that. And I checked, and he played the only legal move, and I doubled rooks. So I'm down a queen, and to be honest, I don't really have a lot of threats. I guess if it was my move, I could play rook g2 and rook f2, and I probably... Yeah, actually, I'm probably winning there, because I can win his queen with rook g3. Okay, but he's winning, and he played queen d4, which is okay. Attacking my rook, and I got out of the discovered check. Rook d5 is not the best move, and rook d6 check is a bad move. Yeah, the correct move, I think, is queen h8, which that's a hard move to play, allowing this, because... yeah. Because I got nothing here, I guess. If I play check, he goes back. Okay, we have like no time on our clock, so queen h8's not going to happen. Okay, so he checked, and after king h5, I'm threatening rook h3 mate. So there's only one winning attempt for white, and that's rook takes h6. And in this position, he was repeating a lot because he had seconds, and he was getting the 2-second increment. And I made a terrible move here. If I play king h5, it should be a draw. I have 2 rooks for a queen, and my rook's on the 7th. But I was so worried about getting mated that I always play king h7. And now after king g4... actually, king g4 here is terrible. So I guess this king h7 is okay. Yeah. It's this king h7 that's no good. If I play king h5, it'll be a draw. But I played here, and now he could play king g4. Walking his king up. I mean, it didn't even occur to me. And now he's very close to winning, if not winning. And I blundered here because we had seconds. And now he just has mate. He can just checkmate me. And he played the first right now, just king g6, threatening mate. I take with check, and here, and I resign. So that would have been quick. But he tortured me because he didn't see the mate, I guess, and gained some time on the clock. I saw that I was getting mated after I played g4, so now I play king g8, so I would get mated less. I think I'm still getting mated. I think king h6 is still mate, and then if I play takes, he goes here. Yeah. So he played h4, and still winning, I think, because my king is so bad. Now he wants to play king g6 and mate me, so I played rook c2, so I could play rook c6 check. Rook c2 is the best move, and he started taking all my pawns and gaining time on the clock. Yeah, and it was probably just lost. I didn't put up good resistance because I had like 10 seconds left. Yeah, too many pawns. And I didn't resign near the end of the game because I wanted to get to move 100. I don't know why. Yeah. So obviously I can resign every move here. And it was funny. He could just play a6 here because if it's stalemating me, but if I play rook c6 check, he takes it with check. So there's nothing wrong with a6. But okay, he checked me a few times. And then he unstalemated me with queen b4, making sure he would never stalemate me. I'm sure that's why he did that, to make sure there were 0 stalemates. So it's professional. And I'm just not resigning so I can get to move 100. And I did. Wow, I'm a great player. I can list 100 moves. God, I sound like you guys. Yeah, and then he mated like a beginner, which was interesting. And then we already made move 100 here, so I resigned. So not as good as the first time I played Dreev where I drew, but this was much more interesting. So after the first round where I lost, we had 2 out of 4. And after the second round where I also lost, we had another 2. So it's 4-4 was the match. Wesley So won, of course. I think Var lost and Nicholas won. Pretty sure. I don't know who Var lost to. I don't know who Nicholas beat. Oh, yeah, I do know who Nicholas beat. Nicholas beat Keaton Kirwa, the person that I lost to in the first round. I noticed that. And I don't know who Var lost to. So we have 4 out of 8, which is okay because we have draw odds. And if the match is 8-8, we win. So you remember, that's good math. 8-8 wins. And the reason is in the regular season we had a better record or more points or something, so we have draw odds. And I think as the season goes on, starting next week, I think there's no more draw odds. I think if it's 8-8, they have some playoffs. Although I could be wrong about that. It could be that one of us has draw odds next week. I just don't think so. Next week we play the Webster Windmills, the two St. Louis teams. In my opinion, we're the two best teams in the Pro Chess League, and we live in the same city. And that's the only team that beat us in week 2. However, as a caveat, I guess, that was the only week Wesley So didn't play. And that was the only week we lost. We have a lot of good players. The problem is Darius Swiertz, who's a fantastic player and won the World Junior Championship in 2011. He's like 26-30 FIDE. I don't think 15 minutes is his game. He gets into time trouble too much. Ray Robson style, but not as good as Ray Robson in time trouble. Plays really well, but every game he has less than a minute, like I move 25. So it's hard to get back from that. And we have Alejandro Ramirez, and we have Yaroslav Zarabuk, who's also over 2,600 FIDE. Problem is, we can't play all these guys. We have to play somebody like me, because then we can have Wesley So play. So if we want Wesley to play, we can't have these other 2,600s. So our usual team, which we've won every match with, is Wesley, Var Kobe, and me, and Nikki Rosenthal. So the two stars of the team are obviously Wesley, who wins every game, and Nikki Rosenthal, who's gotten 2.5 on board 4-2, 1.5, and we're expecting him to get either half or 1. So if our board 4 is scoring 1.5 or 2 points, no matter how badly I play, we're still going to win the matches because we have Wesley. And occasionally, Var or me actually get a lot of points, like occasionally. So if somehow me and Var can get a lot of points in the same match, we could get something like 11-5, but usually Var and I get 2 points, and Wesley gets his 4 points. Okay, well, that was I lost to Dreev, 100 moves. If you feel sorry for me, send me money. It'll ease the pain. Let's see. This is Grandmaster Ben Finegold, not Donald Trump, so I'm lying slightly less. And please like and subscribe. Go to my page on Facebook. And what's the other one called? Twitter. Yeah, those are really good names. Now, if you go to Twitter, Actually, I like watching Donald Trump's tweets because they're funny. So if you want to get some humor out of it. And donate. The more you pay, the more you donate. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and many other jokes. Like, what'd you think of this game? Terrible. Oh, horrible. How can I play like... Look, I'm down a queen. I'm playing like you guys. I'm trying to last to move 100 instead of just playing chess. That's what that's what it's come down to, basically. Okay, Grandmaster Ben Finegold. Boo. Bye, everyone.